So, with this college football national championship game, unfortunately, Michigan was not playing, ladies and gentlemen. We came up a game short when we beat ourselves the other week. But however, I had to rock the back-to-back shirt anyway, champs, Big Ten, all that, We'll be back again next year, I feel like. But anyway, the title game was a massacre. Sam, holla at me, bro. 58 points. Georgia pummeled them boys by 58 points.
Man, they put the backups in, man, and them boys was going hard. Like the backup running back, man, backup quarterback, everybody, man. It was so funny. They was up by so much. Fourth quarter, man, they eating wings on the sidelines, man. They having a good old time, bro. They having a party, bro. They having a party, man. Those boys really showed out.
We up that big.
They showed out. I could not believe that it was that much. I knew they would beat the spread, but golly, bro, they beat it and some. Yo. How you let somebody beat you? That's like playing your little brother or something, man. Your 6-year-old brother, and you 15, playing them on the Madden out of college or something.
Yo, that is the largest margin of victory ever in a bowl game history. They beat him by 58 points. 65-7 was the final score of that game, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who stayed and watched. I don't know one person that I've talked to yet that's watched that whole game. I turned that shit off in the third quarter. Yeah, I've seen enough. It was over. There was no need to watch it no more. Stetson Bennett, 18 of 25, 304 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 6 total touchdowns. Brock Bowers, 7 catches, $152 yards, a touchdown. Killed them boys. Held Max Duggan to 14 of 22, 152 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks. TCU did not belong there, bro. They did not belong there. They did beat Michigan, but like I said, my theory on that is Michigan beat Michigan. So, but in theory, they beat Michigan, so they were there, but they look like they did not belong there. That's why I'm saying that, not necessarily just to talk them. They really looked like that, bro. I just did not feel that they came to compete that night.
They could have put 100 points on the boards if they really wanted to, because TCU did not come to play at all. I don't know what they was doing. They must have left their enthusiasm on the bus, because they brung nothing. They scored the one time. I think it was 10. It was 10-0. Then it was 10-7, I believe it was. And then after that, whatever, man, those boys was gone. They was in the dust, dead in the water, like I like to say. Dead in the freaking water. And Max Duggan, man, and he's usually up to play. That's why I don't understand. Like, he lost the juice.
I think Quentin Johnson had 1 catch for 3 yards. Like, are you for real? That's great. This is the next step. Like, Duggan's gone, Johnson's gone. They're both gonna be gone and drafted. And this is how y'all went on the grandest stage of them all. Like, that's crazy to me. I didn't think that would happen.
Me neither.
Honestly, I kind of thought I was feeling something like with TCU. I'm like, maybe it is the year, the underdog. Maybe they just shock them. I would have never placed a bet on them. I know I joked with you about it last week, but Georgia shows why they were the top dogs, man. It's hard to repeat. It's hard to go undefeated, even if it was an easier schedule. It's hard to go undefeated regardless. When all them games in a row withstand every team in the playoffs and in conference championship, that's hard to do, man. So they did. Granted, with a 25-year-old quarterback who, he's older than like 5 of the NFL quarterbacks in the playoffs this year, bro. He's older than like Trevor Lawrence, Jalen Hurts. He's older than Brock Purdy, Tua, Justin Herbert. This man is older than that, and he's out there playing with bro. If you don't go somewhere,
play with your kids. You should be coaching somewhere for real right now.
Bro, working on a master's degree. Talking about 25 years old, bro. Like, you got
the cheat code. You got the cheat code on. All your players 99 and everybody else is 79.
But that has a lot to do with a lot of these SEC teams, man. Like, in their older quarterbacks. Like, the Hendon Hooker is an older quarterback. You got Stetson. Obviously, we just mentioned Stetson Bennett. But who was the other one? Joe Burrow. Not that he was an older, but like he was a grad student. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he won that shit. So when, you get them over there and they start winning, they, as grad students, they don't have to focus on schoolwork. They focus all on football. That's what Joe Burrow did. You know what I mean? So it's like, when you get these older students at the helm, like, that's almost like, it's seeming to me like anymore, that's your your best opportunity to try to win a natty. To get an experienced quarterback who's at least 21, at least 22, like who, you know, can get the job done rather than like a freshman or a sophomore. Like it just seems that way as of late, but I don't know, man. That game was embarrassing, dude. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was super bad for real. I started watching that junk in like the second quarter when them boys started eating wings. I went and grabbed me some wings.
Yeah, dude, we were on the phone, and I remember we were on the phone. And the game was still going on. I'm like, and I was like, bro, I turned that shit off, man. And you kept mentioning me like, bro, why is it still on my TV right now?
Why is it on my TV?
Like,
right.
That's crazy.
Just background noise.
That's
all it is.
It was
that's
that bad.
It is. But SEC has won 13 out of the last 17 natties. So the SEC still rules the world, bro. That's why I always say, like, no matter how many of those teams in there, man, they still gonna do work, bro. SEC, man, rules the world. Everybody else is second fiddle, bro.
Yeah, and I feel you. I mean, that's not necessarily a false statement, but what I told you was not this year. And I stand by what I said on that. We
Y'all had two teams in.
We can agree to disagree on this year.
But one of them shouldn't have been in there. One of those teams shouldn't have been in there.
Bro, who you telling?
Ohio State. Ohio State shouldn't even have been in there. For real. It should have been either Alabama with the 2 losses or freaking USC. For real. Like I said, but that's why they're going to the 16 teams. And now it's kind of needed now. It's kind of needed for the 16 teams.
Word.
And with all this NIL money now, they need to get it some kind of way or whatever with the extra bowl games and the extra playoff games and stuff like that or whatever. So that's how they're gonna recuperate all that money. So they're gonna get even more money. They're gonna give the kids a little, but they're gonna recoup a lot.
So is Georgia the new face of college football after winning back-to-back national championships?
Georgia got that stuff on lock right now, but like I said, they're about to lose another 15 to 20 players in the draft and graduates and all these other things. So people gonna keep gunning. People gonna keep gunning at Georgia. Alabama, Alabama gonna come back with a vengeance. Man, a lot of teams gonna come back with a vengeance, man. Clemson gonna probably come back with a vengeance. There's gonna be a lot of other teams, man. Like TCU, like I said, the year of the underdog this year, bro. Like a lot of teams that was supposed to be great ended up going even. Like Florida, we went freaking 6-7, 6-6, and then lost the bowl game. So we went 6-7. Bro, we haven't done that stuff in years. So, like I said, with the NIL money and stuff like that, you're gonna see these guys come through. But Georgia got that stuff on lock, bro. They've been good for a minute. They've been working on that stuff for a minute. They just haven't been winning it because of Alabama and then LSU that 1 year, Clemson 1 year. So I think it's their time. I think they're working on that dynasty now.
I'm gonna say they're definitely the top dogs, definitely the face of college football right now, especially after winning back-to-back. When Clemson beat Alabama, and they won their 2 championships in 3 years, or they beat Alabama twice, whatever it was, years back. I proclaimed Clemson the top dog at that time because at that time they were getting the best of Bama.
They were.
Bama ultimately won the war, at least as of right now. I mean, they're still at war. I'm not totally discrediting Clemson because they haven't been there in a couple of years. Georgia, what they've done, I feel like they will be right back next year. Looking at their schedule is not difficult at all next year. I looked ahead. I sent it to you, remember? And we were looking at it. The 2 toughest games they have to play next season is the Gators and South Carolina Gamecocks, bro. They do have Tennessee too, but that's not going to be
the same Tennessee.
They overachieved so much this year, Tennessee did, because Hendon Hooker was so great. When he went out, and they're going to lose some players too. When he went out, it was a whole different team, and that was their downfall.
Stagnant.
That was their downfall. So Georgia, I feel like, will be right back next year. I think they breezed through that. It's going to come down to the SEC championship game, which is going to be them and Bama. We can go ahead and call that right now.
Right.
And you see the look on Nick Saban's face with that dude, David Pollack, what he said that he said that to Saban. He's like, oh yeah, Georgia's taking control of the college football playoff, and Saban just looking at him, and he's looking at that like, Okay,
Like,
Saban.
you stink, mother.
Saban's like, y'all must have forgot.
Put some respect my name. Yeah, put some respect on my
Man,
name.
you understand what I'm
You
saying?
got to.
You got the GOAT up there, and you talking about how they done took over right now, right in front of that man.
The real GOAT. That's the real GOAT.
On the night of the national championship, nonetheless. So you know he's Saban's. Oh man, he probably at somebody else right now trying to recruit him. Like,
but you know they probably wouldn't have won that last one. Not the one that they just played. They wouldn't have won that last one, dog, if everybody didn't get hurt from Alabama, boy, because they had the boys on lock. But everybody got hurt. Receivers got hurt. Cornersback got hurt. You on the third, fourth, fifth corners trying to stop these guys. You know, for real. They lucked up on that one. If you want to know my personal opinion, but I still got to give them all the credit because man, they played through that stuff. And this year, man, they held that stuff. They had it on their head, bro. For real, they had a target on their head every week. These guys was coming at them, and man, they handle business. So you got to give a shout out to the Georgia Bulldogs right now. I don't like them personally, but you got to respect them. You got to respect them.
Yeah, you got to take your hat off to them right now, man. No doubt about it. So, but yeah, so we're pretty much in agreement then. You got to respect them as a top dog right now because they are
top guys. Top guys.
Yeah, congrats on the national championship. Enjoy it now because nobody stays on top forever. Not even Nick Saban in Alabama, ladies and gentlemen.